Have you ever pondered how the universe designs itself? Why do certain patterns keep repeating in nature? Welcome, fellow seekers, to a journey of understanding the universe's intricate design. We're going to explore a concept that is as old as time itself, yet is increasingly relevant in our modern world. This concept is known as sacred geometry. So, what is sacred geometry? It's an ancient science, a sacred language, and a key to understanding the way the universe is designed. It's in the petals of a flower, the spiral of a seashell, the stars in the night sky, and even in the very structure of our own DNA. One of the most fascinating aspects of sacred geometry is its prevalence in nature. Think about the petals on a flower or the pattern of seeds in a sunflower. Have you ever noticed how they follow a certain order, a certain rhythm? This is no random occurrence. Instead, it's a clear demonstration of sacred geometry at work. Two key elements of sacred geometry that we often see in nature are the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, starting from 0 and 1. This sequence isn't just a mathematical curiosity, it's a pattern that repeats in nature, from the leaf arrangement in plants to the pattern of the florets of a flower. The golden ratio, on the other hand, is a special number. The ancient civilizations recognized the power of these geometric patterns. They harnessed it, and it became an integral part of their culture. Delving into the annals of history, we find that the allure of sacred geometry was not lost on our ancestors. The Egyptians, for instance, were pioneers in the application of sacred geometry. The Great Pyramids of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, are a testament to their understanding of these divine patterns. The pyramids, with their precise measurements and alignments, are an embodiment of geometric perfection. They stand as a testament to the Egyptians' deep understanding of the universe's mathematical language. Similarly, the Greeks, another civilization known for their intellectual prowess, held sacred geometry in high esteem. They believed that these patterns held the secrets of the universe. The Parthenon, the ancient Greek temple, is a shining example of this belief. Its architectural design is a symphony of geometric harmony, where each element complements the other, creating an aesthetically pleasing whole. But these civilizations were not alone in their reverence for sacred geometry. Across the globe, from the intricate mandalas of India to the complex knotwork designs of the Celts, evidence of sacred geometry is ubiquitous. It's as if these ancient cultures, despite their geographical separation, were all tapping into the same universal wisdom. So, what made these patterns so sacred to our ancestors? These geometric shapes and patterns were seen as visual representations of the cosmic order. They provided a tangible way to understand and connect with the intricate workings of the universe. In essence, sacred geometry served as a bridge, linking the earthly and the divine, the physical and the spiritual. The knowledge of our ancestors was profound. They recognized the power of these patterns and incorporated them in their life. Their architectural marvels, revered symbols, and sacred rituals all bear the imprint of this ancient wisdom. Even today, these geometric patterns continue to fascinate us, drawing us into the mystery and magic of the universe. These ancient patterns continue to influence the modern world, often in ways we don't realize. From the grandeur of architectural marvels to the minute intricacies of design, sacred geometry is the invisible hand that guides and shapes our environment. Take a moment to consider the skyline of a bustling city, the towering skyscrapers, the sweeping arches of bridges, the geometric precision of a well-planned cityscape. All these owe a nod to the principles of sacred geometry. Architects have been drawing on this ancient knowledge for centuries, using it to create structures that are not only functional, but also resonate with a sense of balance and harmony. Art, too, is a realm where sacred geometry thrives. Whether it's the mesmerizing swirl of a fractal, the symmetry of a mandala, or the captivating proportions of a well-composed photograph, these patterns are at work. Artists, knowingly or not, employ these principles to create pieces that captivate, inspire, and speak to our innate sense of aesthetic beauty. Even in the world of design, from logos to layouts, from fashion to furniture, sacred geometry plays its role. It's in the pleasing balance of a well-designed logo, the comforting symmetry of a beautifully laid-out page, the elegant proportions of a stylish piece of clothing or furniture. These designs, guided by the principles of sacred geometry, tap into our natural inclination towards harmony and proportion, drawing us in, making us feel at ease. Understanding these patterns, then, is not just a journey into the esoteric. It's a practical tool, a guide to creating and appreciating beauty in its many forms. It's a way to tap into a universal language of harmony and proportion, a language that transcends culture, time, and space. In essence, sacred geometry is more than just patterns and shapes. It's a philosophy, a way of seeing and understanding the world around us. It's a reminder that beauty and harmony are not arbitrary, but are woven into the very fabric of our universe. Our world is deeply intertwined with these geometric patterns, influencing not just our physical surroundings, but our very perception of beauty and harmony. Beyond the physical, these patterns hold spiritual significance, serving as a bridge between our material world and the realm of the divine. Sacred geometry, with its intricate patterns and captivating designs, has long been a tool used in spiritual practices. It's a language, a way for us to communicate and connect with the divine, the universe, the source, or whatever you choose to call that higher power. Have you ever found yourself lost in the mesmerizing patterns of a mandala during a meditative practice? That's sacred geometry in action. It's believed that these patterns help focus the mind and open up channels to higher consciousness. They guide us into deeper states of meditation, fostering a sense of peace and tranquility. One of the most recognizable symbols in sacred geometry is the flower of life. This pattern, composed of multiple evenly spaced, overlapping circles, forms a flower-like pattern. It's considered to be a representation of the connections life weaves through all sentient beings, and it's found in various cultures and religions around the globe. The flower of life is more than just a pretty pattern. It's a spiritual symbol, a metaphor for the interconnectedness of all life in the universe. It represents the divine blueprint of the universe, the source code of creation. Each petal, each overlap, each intersection is a reminder of our connection to each other and to the divine. When we engage with sacred geometry, whether it's in meditation, art, or simply in observation, we're not just looking at shapes and patterns. We're interacting with a visual representation of divine principles. We're engaging with a spiritual tool that has been used for centuries to facilitate a deeper understanding of our universe and ourselves. Sacred geometry is more than just math made beautiful. It's a spiritual language, a bridge that connects us to the divine. It's a tool for exploration, a guide to understanding the complex web of connections that bind us all. Sacred geometry, thus, serves as a tangible reminder of the divine blueprint inherent in all of creation. The knowledge of sacred geometry isn't just for scholars and mystics. It can be a practical tool for you and me. Yes, we can harness the power of this ancient wisdom in our everyday lives, creating spaces of harmony and balance that echo the natural rhythms of the universe. Let's start with our homes. Consider the spaces where we spend the most time. By applying the principles of sacred geometry to home design, we can create environments that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also energetically balanced. For example, the golden ratio, a fundamental concept in sacred geometry, can guide the proportions of a room, the placement of furniture, and even the arrangement of decorative elements. This isn't about rigid rules, but about creating spaces that feel good, that resonate with our beings on a deep subconscious level. Our gardens can also be sanctuaries of sacred geometry. The patterns of plant growth, the spiral of a snail shell, the symmetry of a flower. Nature is a master of this sacred art. By observing and mimicking these patterns, we can create gardens that are not only beautiful, but also in harmony with the natural world. A spiral herb garden, for example, is not just a functional and attractive design, but also a reflection of the Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers that is ubiquitous in nature and sacred geometry. And it's not just about our external environments. Sacred geometry can also guide our personal well-being. It can inform our yoga poses, our meditation practices, our breathing patterns. By aligning ourselves with these universal patterns, we can tap into a deeper sense of balance and harmony within ourselves. By integrating sacred geometry in our lives, we can align ourselves with the natural rhythms of the universe, fostering balance, harmony, and growth. So, let's start seeing our world not just as it is, but as it could be, a reflection of the divine patterns that underlie all of existence. Sacred geometry, thus, is not merely a complex mathematical concept, but a key to understanding the universe and our place in it. This ancient language of the cosmos, etched in the patterns of nature, the spiral of galaxies, the design of our DNA, connects us to the very fabric of creation. It's been our guide through history, shaping architecture, art, and spiritual practices. In our modern world, sacred geometry continues to inspire us, reminding us of our profound relationship with the universe. It provides a framework for harmony within ourselves and with the world around us. By applying its principles in our daily lives, we tap into the rhythms of the universe, aligning our energies and fostering balance. When we start to see the world through the lens of sacred geometry, we begin to understand that we are all part of a grand divine design, interconnected and harmonious. It's the universe's language of creation, whispering its secrets to those who listen.